nice and cold outside. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm gonna have a little bit of a different video for you guys. As you can tell from outside, it's been raining all day and it's also gonna be raining all week. So I can't work on the 240 because it's fucking raining. I can't work on the Beamer because it's raining, so I can't do anything car related. But I hate missing a week without uploading. Last week I went 2 weeks without uploading and it sucked, so I didn't want to miss an upload for you guys. So today I'm gonna try something a little bit different, but I think some of you guys might enjoy it. You can tell from the title of this video, I'm gonna try and give people ideas on how to obtain their dream car. Of course, when I say dream car, I'm not talking about like a McLaren or like a Lamborghini, those types of like high-end cars. I mean, yeah, those are dream cars, but I'm talking more about like the dream cars that are like more obtainable, I guess you could say, like a 370, a 335i, a 350, 240, just like, you know, just cooler cars that are like not a Honda Accord or like a basic Civics. I mean, the same principle that I'm about to explain to you guys applies to like the higher end cars, but of course those cars are a ridiculous amount of money, but it's the same idea, it's just times 100. I have to record this in my car. I don't have anywhere else to record this. I'm gonna turn on my GoPro and I'm gonna just go for a nice little drive in the rainy weather, and I'm gonna just talk to you guys. And at the end of this video, I'll also have an update on like what my plans are with the 240. I'll explain the game plan. I haven't really done much to it since the last video you guys saw, like at all, honestly. If you don't give a fuck about anything that I'm about to say, then just skip to right here and that will be a car update. But yeah, for the people that are interested in the title of this video, I'm gonna explain to you guys how I've gotten all my cars, because I know for some people they don't know where to start. All right, I'm gonna strap you guys onto the GoPro and just let's go for a drive. I don't know how good this GoPro is gonna hold up. I have it on like a sticky pad thingy. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully the rain isn't too annoying. Change of plans, the mount that I have for my GoPro doesn't fucking work. I'm gonna go to Best Buy real quick and get a proper mount. I'll be back in a bit. It's cold outside, it's raining. I had no plans to go to the store today. Like I said, I just wanted to drive, but y'all made me go buy a suction cup. Hopefully with this one I could properly mount the GoPro. Give me a minute, I'll be right back. This is what the mountain looks like. It should work. It's just a suction cup. I just have no idea how to use this. Yes sir, got it all set up. This suction cup's badass. That shit ain't going nowhere. Let's get out of this parking lot and go for a drive for real now. I hope the windshield wipers aren't too fucking loud on the camera. I really hope not. I already know they're gonna be loud as fuck. So by the title of the video, you guys can tell what we're gonna be talking about today. I get DMs and comments a lot of time about like what I do, or like how do you get your first car, or just like questions along that matter, especially on my Instagram, because I have a highlight for each car I've had, and that's not even all the cars I've had. So real quick, before I like explain anything or before I give you guys like any advice, I'm gonna talk about the cars I've had. So my very first car was a 2008 Mustang. It was a V6. I got it when I was 17. And yeah, that was my first car. I got it like I think junior year of high school. And yeah, it's a V6. Like me looking back at it now, like it was literally just a car. But at the time when I had it, it was like the best thing ever. Like I remember saving up all my money to be able to buy that car on my own. It was like the best feeling ever. It was like a Lamborghini to me. It was literally just a base model V6 Mustang. Of course I wanted a GT, but I didn't have the money for it at the time. Of course, I was 17 years old, and honestly I could have gotten a GT if I was a little bit more patient. But that's one thing with me, and as I've grown I've noticed it, and I've been trying to work on it. I'm very impatient. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching can relate, but I'm very impatient. When I want something, I want it, and I will do whatever I can to get it as quick as possible. And some things in life, it's a really good thing, because some people just sit on their ass all day. It can also be a real handicap, I guess you could say. Like it could affect you in a really negative way sometimes, and trust me, I've learned from personal experience. That's something I'm gonna touch on a little bit later on in this video, but yeah, patience is really important when you're buying your first car, or just overall if you like cars. Like managing your expenses, patience is a really crucial thing that you should be focused on. So yeah, I had that V6 Mustang. I miss that car so much. It was amazing. It did everything I wanted it to. I deleted the cats on it. I did a bunch of stupid stuff the 17-year-old will do to your car. I think I got it for like $3,500, I think. So yeah, that was my first car. And yeah, that was the beginning of my car journey, I guess you can say, as corny as that sounds. So that was my first car. And then now it gets interesting. So once I got that first Mustang, I really I always loved cars, like I said, but at that point I was like, damn, I really love cars. So like I said before, I used to only be about muscle. Like, I used to think that JDM cars sucked. I always thought they were clean, but in my head, if your car wasn't fast, it sucked. I know a lot of muscle car guys can relate to that. And as you grow older, your taste is like your taste buds. When you're little, you only like a certain amount of foods, and as you grow older, your palate increases. So that's the exact same thing that happened to me with cars. I only liked muscle cars. If it wasn't muscle, it sucked. And as I grew up, I started liking the more wide array of cars, I guess you could say. So my second car after that V6 Mustang was fucking crazy. To this day, it's still one of my dream cars, and I actually had it. It was I've talked about it on this channel before. It was a 2008, I think, Mustang GT. So the exact same car that I had before, but a V8, and it had a Whipple supercharger on it. Yeah, that car was fucking crazy. It made like 650 horsepower to the wheel. It was only like 50 horsepower less than the Hellcat, which like blows my mind. I had that at 18. I bought that car when I was 18. And yeah, it was crazy. Imagine being 18 years old and buying one of your dream cars. Like, that's, but like all good things, they come to an end. I got a really harsh reality check. Like, I've seen people crash and stuff, and I was like, oh, that could never be me. Or like all those Mustang memes, people crash, but not just Mustang memes, like people in general, they would crash their cars. I would see them and I would be like, oh, like that can't happen to me. I'm a good driver. I crashed the car, I think 5 months, not even 5 months into owning it, 4 months into owning it. And yeah, it was like, I was honestly like one of the hardest points in my life so far. Like I said, I'm very impatient. So when I bought that car, I wasted almost all my money on that car. And I mean, thankfully, thank God I was in a position where I was 18 years old, able to spend that money. And I'll touch down on like how to buy your cars and like how to make money in a bit. I'm just going through all my cars first. But I had that car, crashed it little after owning it. I just wasn't experienced enough of a driver to have a car that was 650 horsepower. Crashed it on my lunch break at work, completely totaled the car. And yeah, that was the end of that car. But yeah, I thought my life was over, literally. Like, I thought the world had ended. Like, I thought I was just gonna have to buy a clapped out Honda Civic or something and just like restart everything and save up money and buy my, basically like feel like I would have to buy my first car again. But I actually ended up selling the shell, the motor, the trans, everything, literally in the state that it was crashed. I sold the entire wrecked car for I think $4,000, and I used that to buy my next car. Next car after that, I think, was a 2007 BMW 335i. When I crashed my Whipple, I was like, dude, I can't drive a normal car. Like, it sounds stubborn and it sounds ignorant and stupid, but I mean, I guess I was a stubborn, ignorant, and stupid kid. But after having a 650 horsepower Mustang, I was like, I can't just buy a Civic. Unless I literally really have to, I'm not buying a Civic or like something of that nature. I was originally gonna buy a G35 after I crashed my Mustang, because it's like, I was honestly like, to this day, I still think it's a pretty good starter car. It's nice and luxurious. It's literally a 350Z with back seats, and they have a manual transmission. So I was gonna buy that. And then I remember like 30 minutes before I was about to go look at the G35 that I wanted, I was on OfferUp and I saw a brand new listing for a 2008 BMW 335i. It was an E92 and it was automatic. I wanted a manual. The car looked so clean, and what I wanted after I crashed my Mustang was I wanted a car that was reliable and like a little bit kind of sporty and affordable, of course. So even at the time, I wasn't sure if I wanted the Beamer, because I knew nothing about Beamers. To me, I thought it was just like a base model BMW or something like that. At the time, I thought that if you didn't have an M car, like an M3, an M4, anything with an M badge, it sucked. So in my eyes, I thought that 335i was like a base model car, but the interior was really nice. It was literally everything I needed, so I was happy with it. I was literally scheduled to look at the G35 in like 30 minutes. I ended up messaging the G35 guy and I was like, look, hey bro, I can't make it right now. I'll message you in like a bit, but most likely tomorrow I could come look at it. The guy was like, all right, cool, whatever. And then me and Edgar went to go look at the Beamer, and I ended up getting that BMW 335i for $4,500, I think, which is crazy to me, because even nowadays, even though it was automatic, nowadays that 335i was an easy like 6K. In the condition that it was, easy $6,000. He had all the paperwork for the maintenance and stuff, so like it was a really good deal. Everything happens for a reason. I literally found it like last second, and I don't know, everything happens for a reason. My mom always tells me everything happens for a reason, and that day I was like, damn, yeah, everything does happen for a reason. I ended up making that car a full bolt-on. Everything that this 335i has, that 335i had, besides the radiator. And that's the car that made me fall in love with BMWs as well. I had the 335i for a bit, and then I ended up getting a black S14, but I ended up only having that black S14 for like a week, I think, if anything, which I regret. I bought that S14 for $4,000, which nowadays the same S14 that I had would probably sell in the exact same condition for like minimum $8,000. And I sold mine a week later after owning it at like a gas station to some random guy. I sold it for like $1,000 profit, I think. I think the guy offered me $5,000 for it. So I sold it to him, which I regret now because that car would have been amazing. But yeah, I had a black S14 for a bit. After that S14 is when I bought my Corolla, which I still have to this day. It's my daily. Nothing special about it, just a 2016 Corolla. I took it out to build loan history in my name so that eventually I could buy properties and stuff. But yeah, I still have that car as my daily. Nothing special about that one. I've had an E36. After I sold the E36, I bought the 240, and then recently I just bought this car, a 2008 335i. So yeah, I've had a couple cars. I know people that have had way more cars, but I've had a couple cars, and I feel I have enough experience with cars and with purchasing cars and stuff to be able to relay some advice to you guys watching that are interested in buying either your first car or just interested in just like how to buy cars. Because to some people, buying a car is crazy. Like, and don't get me wrong, like buying a car is a lot of money. Having 2 cars is crazy. Like to some people that's like ridiculous. It's like, why do you have 2 cars? Me right now I have 3 cars, and to me it's not crazy because one's my daily, one's my project car, and one's the daily to my daily. But to someone else, they'll look at that and they'll be like, oh, how do you afford so many cars? And like in my head, it's nothing crazy because they're not like Lamborghinis and stuff, you get me? Like young kids will hit me up and then they'll see all the cars I've had, and they see the cars I have, and they'll be like, dude, what, how? So that's basically why I'm making this video. I want to explain to you guys and like kind of give you guys some advice on like how I got to this point. I'm nowhere near where I want to be in life, but I know a lot of kids want to get to this point. I'm just gonna relay my knowledge and my experiences and my advice to you guys to be able to get the car you want or get the cars you want. All right, so starting off, if you're buying your first car, make sure it's something that's decently reliable, because it's your first car. You're gonna need it to go places. You're gonna need it to get to your work, your school. Like, you're gonna need something that's reliable. I'm gonna just label some quick cars off the top of my head that I could think of that are like the perfect like first car. Right off the bat, a 350Z, nice, quick, clean, they're abundant. You can find a good deal on one pretty easily. You just have to be patient. Patience is key. Number 2, a G35. Obviously it's a 350Z with back seats. I don't know what else to say. They both come in manual as well. A 3 Series BMW doesn't necessarily have to be a 335i because they're really expensive right now, especially for a manual. They're like, you can't find a clean one under 10K, I don't think. Just a regular 328i manual, that's a nice car. A E46 BMW, perfect first car. A Mustang GT, like a S197. There's a bunch of options that you guys can go with, but those are just some that I can name off the top of my head that are really good cars to start off. They're pretty affordable, they're nice and sporty, they're easy to work on. You can find a pretty reliable one in good condition for an affordable price. Damn bro, I don't even know where I'm going, I'm just driving. How do you get the money for your first car? So obviously the money needs to come from somewhere. If you're blessed, there are some kids out there that their parents are able to buy them cars, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. Like, if my parents were able to buy me a car, I would be the most grateful kid ever. As long as you're grateful that your parents got you that car and you understand that you didn't buy it yourself, so you shouldn't like be flexing it in other people's faces like that, that's cool. But if you're one of those kids that your parents bought you your car, you're like talking down on other kids for not having a cool car, that's like, that shit is not cool. All right, so to get your first car, you need to work. Just simply put, you need to work, you need to find a way to make some money. Good thing is, hopefully at like 16, 17, 18 years old, you're not paying rent. You don't have much expenses. You might have like your phone bill. Like me, for example, I had my phone bill to pay. Of course, my insurance I was gonna pay on my car. I didn't want a car payment, so I had to buy the car all cash. But yeah, those were like my main, going out with my friends, clothes, food, like, you know, the normal expenses for a teenager. It just all depends on your situation, but basically you just need to work. Some good first jobs that I would recommend that can help you get your car a little bit quicker are like construction. That pays really well if you can get a job in construction. A plant job, like in a factory warehouse, those are really good, like Amazon. Anything in the factory pays pretty good. Pays more than McDonald's, so even if you're at McDonald's, you can get your dream car. Just make sure you save. Saving your money is the most important. Oh, another good job that's good to work at is like a restaurant job. I'm not talking like McDonald's or anything. I'm talking like Outback Steakhouse, like Lucille's, or like BJ's. Something more of a sit-down restaurant where you can get paid in tips. Because I know tips are a really good way to make car money. You will get your car as quickly as you can, only depending how bad you want it. So yeah, just work and save, work and save, work and save. I know some of you are watching this and like, oh, that's fucking obvious, but some kids, that's really all they need to hear. Like, you need to save up your money. Once you get your first car, it's like a snowball effect. You're good because you have your car that you can sell later, even sometimes for a profit than what you bought it for, and you'll be able to buy more cars in the future. Basically, once you have your nice good job, just keep saving up. It shouldn't take that long, honestly. Like, if you really break it down, say the first car you want is like $5,000. Like an E46, I think you can find for like $5,000. You want something like a Z or G35, in today's market, they're probably like 6 to 7K, but you could probably find one for like 5K. It shouldn't take that long, honestly, because if you think about it, say you're at a minimum wage job and you're making like $300 a week, $400 a week, and you don't have much expenses besides like your phone bill and stuff. In 1 month, that's like $1,000 something that you can have saved up on the side. Even more if you get like a better job, like the ones that I listed before. So now if you do the math, in 5 months of really good saving, you'll be able to get your car. Now I'm gonna talk to you guys about the experience I've had. This is where I can really give you guys some advice from my end. In my head, while you're working your job, you should try and find a way to make some extra cash on the side. Say you find a way to make an extra $100 a week, in 1 month, that's $400 extra towards your car. So if you add those $400 extra to your car, you'll get your car in like 3 to 4 months. And there's a lot of ways to make extra money, especially in today's modern day and age. At the moment right now, I work a pretty good job. It's not the best job. I work in a warehouse. I'm not rich at all by any means, but it's better than McDonald's. I get a lot of hours and I get a lot of overtime. It's another tip that I'm thinking about now. If you can find a job that offers a lot of overtime, as a kid, take it, because I know no one wants to work more hours, but if you really want your car, you're gonna work those extra hours. Especially as a kid, you have no other like responsibilities, I guess you can say. You can literally work 12-hour shifts or whatever and not be worried about anything, because all you gotta do is just work. There's some people that may go to school. If you go to school and work, then yeah, that's more of a responsibility. That's a lot of responsibility, actually. I didn't go to school personally, so I can't really give an advice on that, besides just following the normal routine of just working, saving up your money to get your car. I also have a clothing brand on the side, but yeah, that's what I do on the side. Check out my clothing brand on Instagram. I think a lot of you guys might like the stuff that I drop. It's more of like an archival fashion, so it's more high-end, but I'm working on something right now at the moment that I know a lot of you guys would like, so stay tuned for that. That's what I have recently done, and thanks to that, that's why I've been able to buy this Beamer, my 240. That's how I'm able to maintain all my cars. Everyone needs a steady income. Hopefully one day my clothing brand gets to the point where I don't have to work and I could just focus on my cars and my clothing brand, which is the ultimate end goal. I know it'll be possible, I just gotta really keep working towards it. I've had my clothing brand for about a year, so obviously I didn't have it when I bought my first couple cars. So how did I manage to buy my first couple cars? Of course I worked. You need a steady income, like I said. I had my normal job. My first job, my dad got me into the company that he worked at. I really loved it. It was like detailing cars and painting movie set stages and stuff. I'm really grateful that I was able to have a job that early, because a lot of kids aren't able to work that early, or they're just lazy. So yeah, I had a job, but on the side, I also sold vintage clothes. I would buy shirts from thrift stores that I liked and I knew other people would like, and I would just resell them. I was able to find a shirt that was like $2, but it was like a really nice Beatles tee or something, and I was able to resell it for like $50 to $100, even more sometimes if it's a really rare tee. The reason I did vintage reselling is because I knew a lot about like vintage and stuff, so I used that to my benefit to be able to flip the shirts, hoodies, jackets, pants, all that. But say for example you're really into like trading cards or something, you can find a way to buy cheap trading cards at like eBay and flip them. Basically find a way to make your interests make you money. I know a lot of you guys watching, your life revolves only around cars. That's your only hobby, that's your only passion, and that's fine. I can think of a couple of ways to make money as a car enthusiast. You can start a detailing business. You can start a tinting business. If you're really good with cars, you can start a mechanic business. You can start a car wrapping business. There's all these things that you can do around your specific interests that can make you a little bit more money on top of your regular job. All these ideas, they don't take much money to start up. For example, window tinting, you just need a bag of tools, I think. Probably invest less than $500, less than $200 honestly for all the equipment, and then buy window tint. Practice on your own car, your friends' cars, practice on your mom's car, your dad's car, anyone. Practice, and once you get the hang of it, start tinting people's cars for $100. You do a couple cars in the week, say you do 2 or 3 cars in the week, that's $300. A side hustle is what's gonna really get you guys your dream car. And that's honestly my biggest piece of advice, because I'm the type of person that believes that you shouldn't have to work your whole life. Not everyone thinks that way. Some people's goal in life is to get a really good job, and there's nothing wrong with that. I respect it. Some people go to college to be able to get their dream job. If you just really sit down and write your ideas on paper and just like really execute stuff instead of just thinking about it and wanting to do something, you're gonna do amazing in life, trust me. I think that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to like say, is work your normal job, but try and find a way to make some extra money on the side. I know you guys can. Just sit down and think about it, especially in today's modern day age with TikTok, Instagram, like all these ways of being able to promote yourself and your services or your business is like amazing. Working a normal job plus a side hustle is amazing, especially if your side hustle can eventually one day replace your normal job. That's the goal. That's pretty much my advice for getting your first car, or like just learning how to make some money on the side, I guess you could say. Like I said, if you guys have any further questions or anything, comment them down below. If you have a more personal question or something, or for some reason you don't want to comment it, you can also DM me on Instagram and I will try to get back to you. I encourage you guys to comment down below because that helps everyone. Maybe someone else has the same question as you and they'll see my answer to that question in the comments below. By the time you guys watch this video, it's gonna be Christmas for you guys. I'm gonna upload this on Christmas morning. Either gonna be Christmas or the day after Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everyone watching this. I just wanna say a quick thank you to all the support you guys have been showing recently. I know I don't have like 1 million subscribers like all these other big YouTubers and stuff, but I just hit 500 subscribers and I really wanna say thank you to everyone who watches my videos. Also, everyone who likes and comments on my videos, like that means the world to me. I know some of you guys are gonna be watching this and be like, bro, he only has 500 subscribers. Like, get your corny ass out of here. But like honestly, like to me that's a lot, and that's crazy that 500 people took the time out of their day to subscribe to my channel. And I know some of them come back and actually watch my videos, so that's crazy to me. Since it's Christmas, I think it's only right that you guys give me the best Christmas gift ever, which is going down and hitting that subscribe button and dropping a like on this video. It really helps me a ton, especially right now, like barely starting and growing my channel. So if you guys do that, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I didn't want to miss an upload for you guys. I hope you guys like this video. I know it's a lot different than my normal videos, but hopefully if this video helps maybe one kid out of the 100 people that watch this, that would make my day. I'm on my way home right now, so I'm gonna give you guys an update on the 240 right now. So it's been raining recently and I've been working a lot, so I haven't had time to come back after work and work on the car. I haven't touched the car at all since the last video you guys have seen. The engine bay is almost prepped for paint. All that's left is to finish sanding it, hit it with some primer, sand the primer down a little bit, and then hit it with the paint and it'll be done. Hopefully it stops raining after this week. I think it might rain a little bit next week. I know some of you guys are just as excited as I am for the car to get back on the road and for me to start beating the fuck out of it. I think the next step after the car is running again is I'm gonna try and get the entire car painted by myself. So stay tuned for that. If you guys have any tips for that too, comment down below. This is gonna be basically it for this video. Again, Merry Christmas to everyone that's watching this. I hope it's been the best Christmas yet. If not, don't worry, there will be many more in the future that you can look forward to. Like I said, thank you guys for all the support. I can't wait for this new year and all the shit that I'm gonna be doing, because I'm really gonna be going hard with this YouTube shit. And I hope a lot of you guys stay along for the journey. Give me the best Christmas present ever, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys, truly. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.